Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Reality Is, where words do come to life. So, I'm coming to you because I received an article that really pissed me off, and it validates all the other videos that I made about Cook County Jail. And it's sad to know that the cries of the people go unheard, and those organizations who step into the plate to try to correct the wrong is pushing to do something about the situation in Cook County Jail, but those authorities don't want to listen. And again, I'm going to say this, it's only the black and the brown, because if everybody in Cook County Jail was white, the damn jail would be empty by now. So the title of this article is What Went Wrong at Cook County Jail? So I'm going to highlight some things that's in this article because it really pissed me off just to read this article and to hear what was said. And it starts off, this happened a few days earlier. And the inmate name was Carl Baptiste. Called his daughter with a headache. He wasn't feeling well and was worried about the spread of COVID in Cook County Jail. Told his daughter that he wasn't being held. He was being held right across from two people who tested positive for the virus. And to make matters worse, his bunk was located under a vent. Now, we already know that if you're in a facility and those individuals in the area is coughing and sneezing, they don't have masks, they're not cleaning their hands, and it gets in the vents. Vents go through other areas and it circulates. So now we wonder how the spread is going so quick. Now we know. So he said he had heard about how the coronavirus could spread with this type of circulating air, which is true. So he was awaiting his trial and was ordered to be held without bond. And the relative thought the decision made no sense. Again, it's all about the dollar sign on individual's head. He was on disability. He walked with a cane, and he can't go nowhere. He's an older man who never caused any problems in jail. So if you're sitting there in good behavior, that don't mean a hill of beans. So when the pandemic hit and the Cook County State's Attorney Office announced they would be reviewing cases for release, he filed a bond reduction motion. Hopefully that bond could be set for Baptiste so he could return home. At the beginning of March, more than 100 organizations coordinated by the Chicago Community Bond Fund signed an open letter to the Cook County outlining what needed to be done to curb the spread of COVID-19 in the jail. These positions was consistent with the sheriff's public statements on the injustice of wealth-based pretrial detention. Other recommendations in the letter have been actively opposed by the sheriff's office and state's attorney's office in the past, such as increasing mobility for people on electronic monitoring, expanding access to phone and video visitation, pausing non-essential court activities, and releasing anyone over the age of 50 or who had compromised immune system. So clearly, they ignored that. Instead, Ms. Kim Fox, the state's attorney office insists on reviewing cases individually for release, basing decisions on factors like whether the charge was classified as violent or nonviolent. Rather than risk factors for contracting complications from the coronavirus, the only substantial policy change the state's attorney's office made was a decision not to prosecute what is called nonviolent low-level narcotic offenses during the pandemic. So clearly, you all are not trying to control the spread of the virus. And clearly, y'all don't give a damn about individuals who are human beings inside those walls. But reports from inside the jail detail guards keeping hand sanitizer for themselves, cells and surrounding areas not being sanitized after those who had died from the virus were removed from them, a chronic mask shortage, ceilings collapsed from mold and rot, infestations of pests, ignored requests for cleaning materials, and beds within 1 foot of each other, making social distancing impossible. That means they're in an open area in a bunk like they have them in the homeless shelters. And Tom Dart clearly said there was adequate enough space to social distance. So we see here in this article that he was lying. making social distancing impossible. Men were often unable to change their clothes and sheets for over a week. Advocates remember masks and cleaning supplies being confiscated. According to Sarah Stott, a senior policy analyst and staff attorney at Chicago AFOC Center for Fair Courts, while responsible for improving the condition in the jail, rested on the sheriff's office shoulders. The state's attorney and chief judge's office have the sole power to decarcerate. So as I've said in other videos, here is my valid point that I've been saying all the time. Chief Judge Timothy Evans, your ass needs to be evicted from the damn seat. You don't need to hold the seat. You're full of shit. That's what you all are, full of shit. Your state's attorney office, Kim Foxx, I'm calling your ass out too. Because you get up on here, you run this campaign with all this information. You know the problems in the court system. You know we need to have prison reform, and y'all not reforming anything. You all are holding these individuals inside these jails, and you have not defined whether they're innocent or guilty. And they are dying by the thousands, and you all are ignoring it. You're ignoring it. And then y'all wonder why COVID won't go away, because y'all are not right and God ain't pleased. This is ridiculous, totally ridiculous, that I have to read an article that a family member is devastated because their loved one has died unnecessarily. Because y'all asses refuse to take the proper precautions to make sure these individuals are protected and covered. So precautions that you make sure that your families are covered. And it's clear that you all don't have enough equipment to make sure that they are covered, their hands are clean, and who allows somebody to sleep and stuff for a week? And why would you put individuals who tested positive in the same area with other individuals who are not tested, who has not tested positive? You're intentionally trying to infect people. Y'all taking the position of God, and you all are not gods. You're not. But I'm telling you, y'all better be careful with playing with people's lives as you have been playing. Tom Dart? Really? And then y'all want to try to justify this shit that happens. You try to sweep it up under the rug and pull the shades so nobody can't see what's going on the inside. And then you all try to get on these doggone news media outlets and try to act like you're doing all that you can do. And that's a bunch of bull crap. These individuals are tied to family members who love them, regardless. Do y'all understand that the same way when y'all ass get caught up in doing something, your family members stick by you, then their family members stick by them too. See, we have buckets we want to put people in. The white folks crime, you slap them on the hand, send them home. The politician or elected officials or famous people crime, y'all give them short amount of time to rest in jail. And then they're in cushiony jails on top of that. But the black and brown people, y'all want to throw them in the dungeon with the water, with the rot, with the mold, with the infestation, with the rats and the roaches. And y'all call this shit justice. It is not justice. It's a bunch of crap. That's what it is. And Tom Dart, Tony Prepwinkle, Chief Judge Timothy Evans, you all and Kim Foxx, y'all asses are responsible for the madness that's going on in Cook County Jail. And I am so sick of reading these articles. And you can't sugarcoat it, you can't cover it up, and you can't dress it up, because this is real. A life has been lost. A life has been taken by y'all's hands for some stuff that y'all could have prevented. Y'all can let them individuals go home. And you know why I know you can let them go home? Because if they violate their probation, if they violate their rights, it gives you authority to lock their asses back up. So y'all ain't got no excuses. Y'all stalling the process. Let these damn people go home and be with their families and social distance correctly. You don't give life, and you all don't have no damn right to take it. You are not God. And this right here is ridiculous. And this right here is why I would keep making these videos over and over again until we see some real change. So Kim Fox, if you plan on running for anything else, I suggest you don't do so. That's my suggestion to you, because I am sick of the conversation. I'm sick of the talk. I'm sick of the bullshitting that politicians do to get into office. And then it's our people that suffer because you all don't want to do what you need to do. You're stalling the process. Chief Judge Timothy Evans, your ass is just as much accountable. You are over the judges. And clearly by this article, you have the power to decarcerate. But you choose to sit on your ass and buy your time for retirement. That's what you choose to do. And what we need to do as people, constituents with a voice, we need to raise our damn voices. We can't raise it no more, because this shit right here is ridiculous. And if you want to know if I'm pissed, yes, I am beyond pissed. Because this right here don't make no sense. Don't do nothing to nobody that you won't want nobody to do to you. Don't treat nobody in kind of way that you won't want nobody to treat to you. And that's what's wrong with this country right now. That's what's wrong with it. Racism at its finest. Discrimination at its finest. Because this is clearly discrimination. Because of the color of the skin. No records. Good behavior. And then you all don't give a damn. Y'all holding these cases for what? What you holding them for? White folks do a crime. Y'all get their asses in court and you get them out and send them home. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And they are caught dead on video doing the crime. But when it come down to black and brown, we get no benefit of the doubt whatsoever. And that right there needs to stop. And I'm going to call y'all asses out every chance that I get. And I mean that. Now, somebody may not like this video, but ask me if I give 2 cents what you think. Because this right here is pitiful. And I have a relative inside those walls. So you know. And I know you know that. And I'm not budging. I'm not moving at all. And every time somebody send me something like this, I'm going to have conversation. So get ready for it. And if you don't do your damn job, I'm calling y'all asses out again. And that I mean. Make sure you subscribe. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Y'all have a good one.